Chris, this week, the CEO of DoorDash, Tony Zhu, joined the board at Meta.
Meta. Yeah, that's so
and,
meta.
And that's not it. The CEO of Instacart, Fidji, Simo, also joined the board at Shopify. Chris, this headline is pretty self-explanatory here. What do you think? What are your
not
thoughts?
much detail to provide on that one,
right? I mean, bomb dropped. What do you think?
Yeah, I think these board, the naming of these two people, the boards is, I think it's simply fascinating. You know, that the words that I come to mind for me are the whole collaboration is the new competition phrase, you know, that we've heard a few years or said a few times on this podcast, or frenemies comes to mind. But I don't know about you. And I love, by the way, for those watching, like how you're trying, well, you can't actually see this because I'm talking, but Anne's like trying to keep her face out of the sun because we're at home because of coronavirus restrictions here in Minneapolis. But I find the DoorDash part of this the most fascinating part of this topic because you know, we have talked long and hard on this program about Meta / Facebook being the place for inspirational commerce to happen. And DoorDash and or Instacart seem like the natural partner to facilitate that. You see an item you want now in your feed, DoorDash can get it to you essentially through third-party relationships with CPGs, with retailers, or even through their own Dash Marts very, very quickly. So it just seems like Facebook would be so wise to make a connection with one of these companies in this way.
Yeah, you've talked about that for a while. I mean,
yeah, I wrote about it in Forbes a year ago as a huge opportunity. And now seemingly like this could be happening. And for listeners, like if they make this happen in a very cool way, this could disintermediate a lot of folks in the retail, especially in the grocery and CPG space. So that's my take on it. And I think it's huge. It's fascinating. That's why we led with it.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're both really smart and strategic moves for Facebook and for Shopify. I on the other side of this, I especially like Fiji's appointment to the Shopify board because I think that both Instacart and Shopify need to learn how to create this like suite of offerings to give other retailers so that their business models can survive. Like they need to be, we'll talk about this a little bit later in the show too, but both Shopify and Instacart need to start figuring out like how they increase this menu of services that they're providing to retailers. And then the Tony Zhu to Facebook, I think that makes a ton of sense too. It actually reminded me of Carter Jensen's, you know, the horizontal line of social commerce that we're talking about with Amazon 100%. On one side and Facebook on the other, except, you know, DoorDash can do now what Amazon, you know, is a big machine to get to be doing soon. So I think Facebook and DoorDash's expertise together with that execution, like you're talking about, could move Facebook's position on that line and make them a more worthy competitor to Amazon in the future. So
the third party aspect of a tie-in with the DoorDash gives Amazon or gives Facebook Meta a lot of flexibility in this space. I'm not sold on the Shopify thing. I want to come back to that as my retort to you. I get the whole, like, we need to broaden our services. We're hearing that from Instacart, we're hearing that from Shopify, but that's also code word sometimes for things aren't that great. And like the Shopify announcement, I also wonder, like, is this something she needs to be focused on right now? Like, why? I don't understand the connections as much. I mean, yeah, I could make them tangentially like you're talking about, but it's kind of ethereal. And given where Instacart is, like, I kind of wonder if this is a branding play for her. Cause I've actually theorized that she might not be here very much longer if Instacart doesn't turn the ship around. So that's my last point on that, Ann.